Yeah, so she didn't go to school. She has a public health degree. But I will say that on the surface, you would look and say this person's not qualified. But really, it's not about qualifications. Nobody has ever asked me for if I went to school for photography. Nobody ever asks me if I'm an expert at anything, at what I do. I mean, even in internet marketing, there's no degree that says that like I am an expert at giving advice on what to do next and how to build a funnel, but yet I do it, and yet I'm successful. And in Caitlin, the same thing is that she just started helping people, because ultimately that's what it is. People don't care about what degree you have, they care about the result that you can give them. A degree is just something very superficial to make you feel good and make mom and dad feel great and that they've actually raised a successful child. It does not matter in this new age. This new world does not care about what you've done, it cares about what you can do for me. And so Caitlin, proof in point was, helped not only, well, she's helped over about 120 men personally just overcome premature ejaculation, giving their lives back, giving their manhood back. And one story in particular, this guy that she helped early on in her career, I mean, completely transformed his life. He was, I don't want to go into too specifics because he just recently raised a company to $1.5 billion evaluation, and he sent her a picture and said, hey, I would never have gotten here had you not helped me. And in this company, I mean, it's amazing. It's like what a testimonial for a person to say, like, I would not have this company today be able to do the things that I do and have the confidence that I have if I didn't fix this insecurity and the shame around this particular item. And that's just like one of them. We have hundreds of stories of like men and women that have, like, one guy wanted to meet her in person, which is a little weirded out for Caitlin at that time. And he came in and he bought her a Yeti mug and cut her up a bunch of watermelons because he was not a wealthy human being. He didn't have a lot of money, but he's like, I want to give you something for the gift that you gave me. And something even minuscule as that, she tells that story at every party. It means so much to her because it's not about like the monetary thing. It's about like how impactful that person or that event was for that person in their life. And we just know, like, once again, we think about that person 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and like how much better of a life they have. Like if we just improve a person just a little bit, how rapid that makes them over, like at the age of 60, how transformational can their life be? So all I want to say is that, like, while you think that you may not be an expert at anything, you may not feel that your advice can help people, I assure you in our experience that if you just help people and you give them your all, like your heart is in it. It's not about the money, it's really the heart is in it. Like, you're going to transform people's lives, and as a result of that, people are going to want to pay you for it. And you shouldn't be ashamed about it. You should be eager to help, because the more people, there was a person that was really popular that said this. He said, the wealthier you are is a direct correlation to how many people you help. And so just look at the wealth of how wealthy you are, and that's how many people you're actually helping in this world. And so we look at that sort of thing, and it's like not about the money for us. That's a second benefit. It's really about seeing these people transform their lives and being able to do that for them. So. Yeah, what really comes up for me is we all think that this stuff has to happen really slow, and in my experience, that's not the truth at all. Like, once I decided, hey, I'm closing down my photography studio, it's sort of burned the boats, right? We went from basically, for both of us making $250,000 to me making no income and no prospects, no idea how I was going to make it happen, to all of a sudden 1 year later making $600,000, and this year we're on par to do $2 million. And so that's less than, it's about 18 months ago. That was extremely fast. We would never have guessed that. And the point is that you have to sometimes leave the thing that your security is from to open yourself up to the possibility of what is actually there. And your brain will figure out the solution. Your brain will figure out what is the next steps. As long as you keep yourself open, you keep yourself humble, and you keep yourself in this game long enough, you will find and meet the right people and learn and see what is actually possible. And that's what got us there. I mean, I will tell you, 2 years ago or 18 months ago, I did not envision I did not envision being able to have a $2 million company in 2 years. Like that wasn't in my wheelhouse. That wasn't in my field of view. And my goal went to 2 million, and what we see wasn't even there 6 months ago. You know, it was like finally doing the numbers and seeing that and being like, oh shoot, I've been limiting myself. It's me who's been the one that's telling myself that I can't achieve the thing that I really, really want. And so once I started realizing that, like my view got bigger, our view got bigger, and we just started dreaming bigger. We don't think, we don't, you know, we had $10,000 problems and now we have $100,000 problems. And it's like, you know, and those are good problems to have. You know, like when somebody says you never get rid of your problems, you just want higher quality problems. And so we're just wanting to solve higher quality problems now. Yeah, one of the biggest things that actually led to our growth was me joining a mastermind. Actually, Stefan's mastermind, Copy Accelerator. At that time in December 2019, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. I just knew that I was going to quit this business and I was going to work with my wife, Caitlin, and really taking the leap. I remember how nerve-wracking it was because I put the whole thing on my credit card. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this off. I just know that if I'm a part of a group of people that are experts, the best at their field, I can leverage my time. I can cut down and shortcut my learning curve, and that will make more money in the long run instead of like learning the slow process and take multiple years to do it. And so I'm a huge proponent of it. It's actually the first mastermind that I've ever been a part of, was that one. And it's silly to think how naive I was in my life to not join masterminds earlier in my life. I mean, I did it when I'm 39 now, and I did it when I was 37. And I'm looking at how silly I was to not do that, because being in that group, being able to ask where other people have been where I was at and to get answers immediately to solve those problems have been instrumental in us growing. I mean, that's what really gave me the confidence to be able to do the things that I was doing, because I was seeing other people do it. And when I was saying, hey, I'm unsure of this, they're like, no, you're doing the right thing. Keep doing what you're doing. And actually they would say, hey, you're actually focusing on the wrong things, because that's also something that new people tend to do, is we tend to focus on all the things that don't make us money. We tend to focus on the things that are window dressings, the things that make it look really pretty, instead of the things that actually will move the needle for us. And so being inside a mastermind around a bunch of other people that are learning and growing just where I'm at, but also several steps above, and all of us to be on the level playing field. It's not like they're like rock stars and we treat them like rock stars. They're just normal guys like us. And so it's been great to be in that type of community, and it's completely opened myself up. Right now I'm like looking into several more masterminds to join. And even my wife, who is super skeptical, was about me joining this mastermind. Like, was just like, I don't see where the money's at. Even at the end of the year when we started looking at everything, she was like, that was like one of the best investments we ever made. And I really was that gamble. So what I'd say is, like, you know, join every internet marketing Facebook group that you can possibly get to, and be in the community, be around other people to really learn and grow, because it's the exchange of information. One thing I will say is that internet marketers are probably one of the friendliest groups of people that I've ever met. I come from a lot of other places where people hoard their ideas and they don't share it. Everything's kind of like their secrecy. And that's how I was raised, to kind of see everything as secrecy, and you kind of hold everything back. But being in this community where we're all open and sharing, I find that we all really grow. And it comes back to this abundance mentality. It comes back to this thing where you see everybody sharing it, so you realize that, like, there's more opportunity than anybody can provide, anybody can take control of. So we share all this information, we learn from it, and then we move forward, and we all get better because of it. Yeah, you might be thinking right now that you don't have something to offer to anybody, and I can tell you that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, take this one example, the lock-picking lawyer. This is a guy, I actually love his YouTube channel. He's a lawyer that I don't even think he lawyers anymore, because he started his passion on YouTube, which is picking locks. You wouldn't even think that's a thing, but there's a huge amount of people that are lock pickers out there that really enjoy lock picking, and they're viral sensations. He gets millions of views on him picking a lock. I don't even know what he looks like either. I don't even see his face. It's just that he has passion about what he does, and he conveys that passion and he shows it. And so it really just shows me that, like, it doesn't matter what you think you can do. As long as you do something that you love, you can become successful at it, and people will find interest and will buy things from you, or at least be entertained, and you'll make money in other ways. So there's like no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, I'm not gonna even say this, but I bet you there's people right now, in fact, I do know this, there's people that just plant trees and make money on YouTube, just planting trees in their yard and creating beautiful gardens. And so like, if you are a gardener, like you should be filming that and talking about the thing that you're really passionate about, because you're going to make money, and eventually people, you know, bigger companies and corporations will reach out to you and want you to promote just because of that alone. So like, just do the things that you're really passionate about, film them, put them on there, share it with the world, and like, once again, the world will repay you back.